Everyone, I'm Rob from the Geelong Jail Museum in Geelong. Today I'm in Beechworth in northeast Victoria, exploring the Old Beechworth Jail. Now this one is an absolute cracker. I love it. It's actually my favourite of the old colonial jails that are across Victoria. And the reason being, I think it's just because of the granite. The local granite seems to be a lot nicer, more calming than the other bluestone jails that we find around Victoria. Now the Beechworth Jail is one of 12 built for the Victorian Gold Rush, but it's probably more famous for having Ned Kelly here. Ned Kelly spent a lot of his time in this jail, as did a lot of the other Kelly sympathisers and gang members. So it's got quite an interesting part in Australian folk history and to do with the Kelly gang of northeast Victoria. But what is interesting, I want to show you, is these gates. We have these beautiful cast iron gates out the front of the Beechworth Jail. The other jails around Victoria don't have these gates anymore, so it's really great to see that we have the old cast iron gates, which would have been where the Black Maria came in, or in later years it's where the divvy van, where you would have been brought into the jail. Now there are stories, or a bit of an urban myth, that the metal gates were put on because of Ned Kelly being in here to stop the sympathisers actually breaking out. I doubt this, because the other jails did have beautiful cast iron gates such as this one. But Ned Kelly would spend an important part of his life here. It would be for the committal hearing for the killing of the police in Stringybark Creek. See, after the siege of Glenrowan, he was shot 27 times and he was taken to the old Melbourne jail, where he would recover, but then he would be brought back here to Beechworth, because Beechworth was known as the Northern Bailiwick, and all the crimes that Ned Kelly did actually fell in the jurisdiction of the Beechworth courthouse. So Ned had to be brought here to Beechworth and to this jail. So this is where he was. The trial would later be changed and he would be transferred back to Old Melbourne Jail, and this is where he'd be executed. The reason why the court case was moved back to Melbourne, some say because there was too many Kelly sympathisers and Ned would have more than likely got off. Others say the judge, Sir Redmond Barry, just didn't want to miss the Melbourne Cup. Anyway guys, if you are in Beechworth, drop into the Old Beechworth Jail. They do tours, there's a cafe, and it's just an absolute cracker of a place to explore. And of course, if you are down in Geelong, drop down to the Old Geelong Jail Museum, because every one of the team just loves sharing the history of early colonial crime and justice.